From the views on the street
We go to bed empty hunger
to the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Hello and welcome to Locker Room on Voice of the People TV. I am Jerry Appioi, your go-to host for everything football, and today we're unpacking the drama on and off the pitch, breaking down key matchups and digging into the latest rumors rocking the football world. Joining me is my passionate football analyst, talking about James and Maiwa, who are here to bring you all the insights and enthusiasm you can handle, and together we will deconstruct tactical plays, controversial decisions, and all the heated moments in between. So get ready for a roller coaster of football talk, intense debate, and expert analysis. You wouldn't want to miss any part of that. And before we do that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never get to miss an episode of The Locker Room on Voice of the People TV. The state charity begins at home. James, great to have you on this auspicious Monday on Locker Room.
A very good evening to you, Jerry. A beautiful Monday to talk football. We had an interesting weekend, saw a lot of good matches, beautiful matches. And Man City, I think it's high time we start questioning Guardiola and the boys. What are we planning? Where are we heading? We are heading 5 straight losses, a very big one, first time in Pep Guardiola's career. And it's a big question to be asked, and not just losing anyhow, losing to a Tottenham side with about 4 goals. I think that's a very, very unreplied in the Etihad Stadium. So I think it's high time we start asking questions of.
The first time Haaland was quiet. The Viking man was quiet.
I don't think it's the first time he has been quiet. I think he has been quiet for a while now. Even the game against Sporting, it was quiet at the penalty, and it was over the bar. And looking at that particular team, I think there's a lot of questions to be asked. Gundogan is not the Gundogan that he was before making the move to Barcelona. Bernardo Silva is not living up to the expectation of what Man City players used to know him as. And also, we have the likes of Kai Walker. Kai Walker, yes, on the day, and coming second against Timo Werner to get the fourth goal, the build-up of the fourth goal. I think a lot of questions needs to be asked. The Pep Guardiola needs to go back to the drawing board. And to make things worse, they are facing an informed Liverpool over the weekend. Let's see how Pep Guardiola is going to provide a solution before then. But it's a good day to talk football.
All right, and of course we have Maiwa joining us live. It's been a topsy-turvy weekend in the family of the Maiwas because Manchester is not really smiling at the moment, and the blue half of the house, when it comes to Manchester City, definitely looking like down below. They are going down below, and of course it looks like there's no way out of the tunnel as far as Manchester City is concerned. But for Manchester United, it's fingers crossed. Maiwa, great to have you on Locker Room. Maya, are you with us? Can you hear us? I don't know, the expression Mario is giving us is looking like Ruben Amorim. Take a look at my contract short and go like, was that anyway, Mario, are you with us? You're welcome to Locker Room.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, thank you. It's amazing to be here. I have said it over and over again. Our ISPs in tree, I think we did at 5 ISPs now, and the result is still the same. But in any case, that's for that. It's always Ruben Amorim. I think he has a whole lot to do. Probably will be regretting signing to join Manchester United. What he was trying to do yesterday, it didn't work out. A lot of people might want to see it because some of our players are out injured, and probably maybe that's the reason why. However, I mean, it's a good start for him. It's a first start for him rather during that particular match, and he can probably build on that in the midweek. But like I always say, it's a good Monday to talk football. Thank you for having me.
All right, of course, it's great to have you join us today on Locker Room. Let's start off with the Nigerian home front, where the Nigerian Football Federation is reportedly actively working on securing a new coach for the senior national team as they aim to provide sufficient preparation time ahead of the upcoming World Cup qualifiers in the month of March. We understand that discussions are reportedly progressing with a prospective coach with plans to appoint him either by the end of this year or very early next year. Preparations are already underway in anticipation of the new coach's arrival. We understand that interim head coach Austin Eguavoen, who led the team through the AFCON qualifiers, is set to return to his role as the NFF's technical director, but will collaborate closely with the new coach in a capacity akin to that of an assistant coach. However, Eguavoen's assistant, talking about Daniel Ogumodede and Fidelis Ilechukwu, are not expected to remain in the new coaching setup as the incoming coach is interested in bringing his own assistant. And while the financial specifics of the deal remain unclear, it is reported that the new coach's salary is expected to be around $40,000 per month. Very, very interesting. When it comes to the NFF, it's more like when they say good morning, you have to go and check outside to know whether it's actually money. That is, they are filled with a lot of speculations. I would not want to say they are lies anyway. Most of the time, they shy away from making official pronouncements, thereby allowing the media to pilfer everywhere with rumors, fake news, and sometimes they want to make the media look stupid, but we will not be allowed to be made to look stupid. It just shows that we're just going to wait. Who is going to be the coach? Because we're already hearing names already, like we heard before, after the Nations Cup in February. Now November is already ended, December is here. James, they say the foreign coach is going to come before the end of the year or by earliest January, as against playing Rwanda in the month of March.
New story, a new day, same old story as it seems, because we have been hearing these rumors for the past month, how many months? 9 months, almost a year, because we lost Pesaro in January, and since January, February, up to this very moment, we have been hearing names have been coming on back to back to back. So what's the difference this time? How do you expect us to believe this time? And looking at it, the fact that Eguavoen remains as a technical advisor and works more like the assistant head coach, I think is a good one, having him back in the system. But for the player, assistant coaches, Fidelis and also Ogumedede, looking at those two, what will they go back to managing their NPFL team? And I've said this before, how do we make our league grow further? Do we keep on keeping our coaches in the Nigerian Premier, the NPFL? They keep on rotating from one club to the other without aiming further, without going further in their career. Looking at it, yes, we don't have a coach. We have looked for a coach for the past 9 months. So you are telling us now in a whole 19, 20 teams in the NPFL, we can't get people that can manage these boys. And now Fidelis and the other have been able to make it into breaking into the assistant head coach. Now you are bringing another foreign coach and taking these men back where they were. Looking at it, how do we want to foster our league? How do we want to foster our own Nigerians? And let's not forget, this same $40,000 if it's actually true, this same $40,000 they were saying that is $40,000 is about 77 or 75 million already. Can this NFF keep up with this payment for a long time? After a while, we don't be hearing stories of another crashing. Having interviews where the coach will come out and say he has not been paid for months. But looking at it, it's still the same old story on a brand new day, and I will not still believe it until, even at this point, with the way NFF has treated us in the past, until the day of the game against Rwanda, and I see the coach on the touchline directing the plays, before I'll believe, because this same NFF has given us a false hope, a false coach, that the coach was, picture of the coach was even on the NFF handle on X, and even on the match team for the international team break for that period, the coach face was on it. So let's not forget that was Labadia, right? That was Labadia.
Bruno Labadia.
At this point, if the coach has not been appointed, even if he holds press rally and then journalists are there to ask him questions and video, I will not believe until on the game against Rwanda, I see him on the touchline and he's direct, and I was like, okay, yes, I believe the NFL, but at this time, I just really believe it's the same old story on a brand new day.
All right, Mayowa, it seems like we'll continue to recycle this information until the NFF does what is right. And it looks like the news about the foreign coach is up again. We're hearing that by the end of December, okay, Mayowa is still not here with us. We hear that by the end of December, or perhaps January, we might be having a foreign coach. And of course, we like our viewers who are out there, whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, or wherever we are watching us on YouTube, we would like to take your view, your opinion on what you think about the hiring of a foreign coach eventually, if it happens. Do you think we should still go for a foreign coach? And how soon would you expect the foreign coach to be in charge? Because we're taking on Rwanda. I think maybe that Rwanda game must have convinced them that if we go with Eguavoen for another Rwanda game at the Amahoro Stadium, that stadium is very, very ferocious for opponents who are not ready to be taken unawares. And of course, it looks like the Rwandans, they know what they are doing. I think to be on top of that even group, that World Cup group, shows that they're serious about qualifying.
Firstly, I think if the NFF are actually serious about going for a foreign coach, I see no reason why the name should not be mentioned to Nigerians, so we know who we should be expecting. That's number one. And looking at the games against Rwanda, I think Eguavoen is even the architect of this problem, because too much trials in the last two games against Benin Republic and also against Rwanda. I think that's what is bringing this story back to life. If Eguavoen had done very well in those games, I think he has no reason. There's no reason why we should be going out and be looking for.
When he had beaten Rwanda,
he had beaten Rwanda and defeated Benin Republic, or even gotten a draw in either of the matches. I think there will not be need for this conversation. But I think the experiment he wanted to do, trying a 3-4-3 or 3-4-2 formation,
actually backfired.
I think he backfired, and that's why we are in this junction again, trying to figure out a foreign coach. Left to me, I keep on seeing this project as a long-term project, and as long as this NFF cannot appoint any foreign coach that they will be able to pay for the next 3 years comfortably, 4 years comfortably without stress, I don't see it as a good one. Even if they bring the best of the best coaches.
Is it not the same NFF? This NFF, if they have that money to pay, they'll go and put the money in a fixed account.
So when you listen to the amount that they're about to pay, $40,000, which
the same amount they were paying
it's lesser than what they were paying Pesero. Pesero was earning more than $50,000. Let's not forget, prior to the AFCON,
they had to reduce it
to $50,000.
$50,000.
Yes. Okay. So now looking at it, I am employing a new coach. The new coach is coming to take $40,000 for a start from the beginning. That means it's not even up to the level of Pesero.
All right, well, the Sir Mayowa is with us, and I would like to pick his brain on this new line of thought of the NFF, still looking at the foreign coach before the end of the year and maybe perhaps January.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it does not make any sense for them to hire a foreign coach at the moment. There is no guarantee that the foreign coach will deliver the work up to us. The reason why they want to fire Eguavoen is they feel Eguavoen is not competent enough to prosecute the World Cup games. However, Eguavoen has been performing very well. He experimented in the last 2 games, and that did not go well. I mean, the last game he played a stream B of the Super Eagles, and that did not go well. We will not put, I mean, it's so unfair that they are laying the blame on the feet of Eguavoen. And the body language of the NFF was an indication that they never supported Eguavoen. I mean, this same person, so they have $40,000. They can pay somebody that is not even guaranteed to take us to the World Cup. Yet Eguavoen was given 2 jobs, 2 national teams to coach, the Chan and the Super Eagles, and nobody has deemed it fit, to talk about what is going to be paid. He's still being paid the reduced salary that when they were trying to cut costs, he's still being paid that same amount, and yet the NFF wants to go and waste money on foreign coach. Like James rightly said, this is a long-time project. No matter the coach you bring now, the thing is, our World Cup qualification is not in our hands, and that's just the honest truth. We have to rely, even if we win all our games, we have to still rely on either, the 3 teams ahead of us. They have 7 points. I mean, those 3 teams need to mess up for us to be able to qualify. So I don't see the reason why they want to, employ a foreign coach when there is no guarantee that we'll qualify. As far as I'm concerned, Eguavoen should be left alone. This is a project that, this is a long-time project, and they should allow him grow. But the problem I always have with the NFF is they are so much in love with foreign coach, they will never support our own local coaches, and that's the reason why, we are in this quagmire. Another thing that we should point out is this: it took them 9 months to appoint Eguavoen. How long will it going to take them for them to be able to get us a foreign coach? I hope this will not serve as a distraction. It will not be 2 days to the match. They will not say, Eguavoen, go ahead, you can coach them. I hope the NFF is serious this time around.
We hope the NFF is serious this time around with what they've done in time past. I think I will not want to take them serious until the foreign coach is perhaps unveiled. So as far as I'm concerned, Eguavoen is still in charge alongside Ogumo Dede and Fidelis Ilechukwu until further notice. It's now left for us to build on what we have or start praying that the NFL wakes up and do the right thing. Okay, still talking about the Super Eagles, there's growing call for the Nigerian Football Federation to cease the practice of imposing players on the coaches of the senior national team. Allegations have emerged suggesting that the NFF pressures national team coaches to include certain players for personal interest and gains. Former coaches like Genotro and Joseph Pesero have previously confirmed their experiences of rejecting players that the NFF attempted to impose on them. Emeka Ezogo, a member of the Super Eagles in 1994, expressed concern about what he views as a cultural issue within the NFF regarding player selection. And Ezogo questioned the rationale behind NFF executives dictating player choices when the team is already filled with talented options. Yeah, definitely this has always been an issue when it comes to the Super Eagles. And though it happens in a lot of teams all over the world, but when it comes to the national team, we find out that some players who the coaches have been forced to add to the team does not even deserve it. Had it been you are forcing the coach, for instance, when the team needs a player like Victor Osimhen, I will understand. Osimhen has a quality more than any other attacker in terms of giving you goals, opportunities. Imagine the coach has a personal issue. I think there was one that happened to the Super Eagles. Was it during Eyama's time when Olise had issues with Eyama? Instead of the NFF being on the side of the player and say, no matter how what, we need Eyama. And that was part of the reason why we didn't qualify for that World Cup. Leaving out Eyama and a lot of other issues. And along the line, Olise, after scattering a lot of things, he ran a chicken out in the last minute. And we were beat to, I remember the Mohamed Salah free kick was what made the difference. That was playing Egypt and so on and so forth. So, when it comes to selection process, and we don't want to see players like Tanimu, for instance, making it to the national team, that definitely was a pressure on the part of the NFF or whoever who is forcing the team setup to play Tanimu, who was part of the issue why we are struggling at the World Cup qualifiers. Now, yeah, so we have to also blame the NFF apart from blaming the coaches as well.
In the past, we have spoken about this issue of the players we see in the lineup for getting a call-up are players that you question the rationale on how they get called up every single time. Tanimu is even worse because Tanimu is a player that played in. When he got the first call-up, he was playing. We had to Google who is Tanimu to find out he was playing in Tanzanian league. they left the whole of the NPFL, the whole of Nigeria. We have about 20 teams in the NPFL. We couldn't get a fullback from the NPFL, and we had to travel all the way to Tanzania to go and bring it in Etanimo. Now he has made this way to the lower division in England, but he's still not getting playing time, and he still got the call up in the national team. So it's obvious we have people in the NFF that are sponsoring some players and making sure they are in the team. Now the last one that we are even going so far, the last list, looking at players like Umar Sadiq. Umar Sadiq has failed to turn up in his national team, in his club side, and even the opportunities he has had in the past in the Super Eagles, the same thing. So what is the rationale of him getting called up again? Kelechi Iheanacho, after what he did against Benin Republic and Rwanda, I'll be surprised next year match he still gets a call up, because I wonder what he's doing. Whereas we have talented players like Gift Urban, Desa, and they're not getting called up. See, Desa, Gift Urban has done this in 2 leagues, 2 major leagues in Europe, and up to this very moment he has not gotten one single call up. So it's obvious that if you don't have a good or strong godfather in NFF, no matter what if you like being Messi in Europe, you are not coming to the national team, because that's what they're making it look like. Whereas our football is struggling. Let's not forget this particular Tanimu that we're talking about is one of the reasons why we are in the problem we are in. Minus what Finidi and also what the NFF have done. Tanimu is one of the reasons we are in the problem we are in the World Cup qualification. And we still keep getting such things happening in 2024 in Nigerian football. Let NFF come out and be honest with us. Do they care about our football, or they care about making money? Because I'm sure for Tanimu to make it into the national team, he has robbed some palms with some things.
And I just have someone who just likes him as a godfather and say, don't worry, it's my mission to make sure that you play for the Super Eagles, whether you're good or not. And to the detriment of quality. And take a look at the position he plays. We have better players who definitely Tanimu cannot even lace their boots. Take a look at players like Olaino, for instance. Even Kenneth Murray can also play from the right full-back position. And in the centre-back pairing, it would be an insult to have a Tanimu play in the centre-back where we have quality players like even Osho, who's doing well in the French league. We also have William Trust Ekong, Calvin Bassey, Shemi Ajayi. These are players who definitely Tanimu does not even come close to lacing their boots. Even talking about players in the NPFL. The thing is, if you look at the quality of the NPFL, it's an insult to the NPFL players to have a player coming from Crawley Town and from Tanzanian League to even come and even stay on the bench of the Super Eagles.
I think as long as the NFF or whoever the coach is going to be in the future does not come out to give how to make it, like the rationale before making the standard you have to set for yourself before making it to the national team, we'll keep on having issues like this. Looking at the English national team, Rashford, I think after Hurricane, inactive players, Rashford is like the guys with the most involved goals for the national team. For the past about 7 months or 8 months, he has not gotten a call-up. And they have played about how many competitions. As important as the Euros was, he didn't get a call-up. Trust Nigeria. If it's the NFF and the Super Eagles, Rashford has not performed being himself for the past 2 years. Nigeria will still call him and say, yeah, he's our boy now, he deserves to play. Look at Kelechi Iheanacho. When was the last time Kelechi Iheanacho was a top player? When was the last time he was involved in double-digit goals? Goals and assists, double-digit.
Iheanacho's case is even different because, one, he's been tested and trusted, one. He has experience on the side.
He has expired.
No, and the fact that he's having playing time in Sevilla. At least Sevilla is still a top club in Europe, even in Spanish league. We're talking about a player playing in Crawley Town, one, and not even starting or even coming from the bench. That's even worse. You are playing in Crawley Town, you're not even getting minutes. And they still invite you to the national team. That's the highest of insults you can ever get anywhere. Even if Flying Eagles, if you invite the player to a Flying Eagles who plays in the Division 4, it's even a slap. Not to talk of inviting to the national team. You are playing the Tanzanian league where nobody even knows you. I think you are the rave of the moment in the Tanzanian league. Everybody is talking about one Tanimu is doing something great in Tanzanian league. He's giving Alexander Arnold kind of assist. Playing then we'll say yes. Then now comes to the national team. He plays against Benin Republic. He draws something wonderful. His position in that game against Benin Republic was the weak link. Yeah. Where we consider those goals and lost scandalously to Benin Republic. Nobody is saying that. Everybody is blaming Finidi today and tomorrow. But Finidi also shot himself the foot for allowing himself to be played, to bring a fraud into that national team, and then the only thing he's paying for it. And everybody remember him for being the coach who failed to deliver when he was given the opportunity. Mayo, I don't know what you think.
And well, we have said it on this show consistently that there are some players that don't deserve to be in the national team. I mean, see, the thing is this: the truth might be very bitter, and a whole lot of people might be angry about it. I know some people have criticized us for saying that some players are being called and just for that. Well, I remember a particular time somebody dropped a comment on YouTube and was talking about we don't know what Tanzania League is about and the rest of that.
Yeah, I remember.
And the rest of that before that particular. Remember that particular comment?
Sure.
The comment was directed at us that we don't know what we are talking about, but we are seeing the results. See, the thing is, there are some players, they are in the national team because they have a godfather. A whole lot of them, Gifterman has been performing excellently well. Denzel has been doing very well. Whereas you bring in an Onachu, a Tanimu, and the rest of them, and we are seeing the result until the godfathers, stop interfering, we'll go nowhere. And the reason why, this is very pronounced in Nigeria is very simple. If somebody like you said earlier when you were introducing the topic, in Senna climbs, a typical example is Romario 1994 World Cup. I mean, I've forgotten the name of the coach now. I hope I remember the name of the coach. The Brazilian coach was not ready to take Romario to the World Cup, but the FA president interfered, and Romario's performance was also a justification for him to be included in the national team, and Romario was very instrumental in Brazil winning the World Cup. So I mean, when the player is performing, if somebody higher up is speaking up for the player, definitely the performance is there, and you can bring the player in based on those performances. But in the case of Nigeria, how did Tanimu get into the league? How did Iye Nacho continue to get a call up when even in Sevilla they're talking about terminating his contract in January, and this same person that is getting called up over and over again when he's not performing? There are a whole lot of players in the national team that should not be great in the national team, and they are making it, and it's because there's who is forcing people to invite them. Even having a Tanimu of players in the league, that would die to play for Nigeria, and they are playing week in, week out in a very difficult league that most of them have to travel on the road. They are being owed salary, they are not being treated well, and they are still giving their best on the field of play, and they will be ready to die for the green, white, green jersey. But you go and bring somebody from Crawley Town who is not even playing and is coming to Nigeria to play. I mean, to be honest with you, I think the NFF needs to do better. And the reason why this is happening is because we have not been able to hire a grade A coach. I mean, if you hire a Bruno Metsu, if you hire an Averena, I don't think anybody will come and tell Averena which player to play. It's because of the kind of caliber of coaches we have been hiring. That's the reason why, the so-called godfathers have the influence. If we hire a grade A coach, I don't think this will happen. And it's high time the NFF answer of the selection, let the coach do the job you have appointed them to do rather than interfering. And at the end of the day, if the performance goes bad, they blame the coach. Finidi fielded or Nachu fielded Tanimu. Where is Finidi right now? I just hope the NFF will do better.
I will not be surprised if one of the reasons why I've not been able to secure a manager for the Super Eagles is the NFF refuses the hands off of everything that has to relate to football, because their eyes is still stuck on everything, on players coming in, on performance and everything. So I think that's one of the key reasons why most of all these coaches are not even agreeing to the deal, because you can't tell me that they spoke to about 6-7 coaches in the space of 8 months. That's that we know of. 6-7 coaches that we know of, and none of them are agreed to take the job. That means something is wrong. It's not just the money aspect. That
the negotiation process.
Then
maybe they want a coach that would want to do their bidding. Whether to agree to change Nigerians in terms of the financial pay, the refinancial
yes, that's
pay,
one question.
That should also be it. And the fact that we want to impose players on the coaches, telling him that we'll have the major say on who you get to invite. If you can agree, then we'll give you the job. And we know most standard coach who knows their onions, who knows what they want to achieve, will never agree to such standard, definitely. And forget about all the excuse that it looks like we cannot get a foreign coach. But let's go to Senna clients where things are happening right. where we'll talk about what's happening in Europe right now. A lot of things went down this weekend, and of course, for the first time in recent while, I think I'm beginning to enjoy the English Premier League. Maybe because Man City is losing, but it is what.
Are you sure it's not because of Liverpool sitting on top of the
I think what Liverpool is even doing, it's a surprise. I think it's just something that is just happening, maybe because something extra is being done. For me, when the season was going to start, I never expected that Liverpool by this time in the season would even be talking about being on top. At least a top 4 would have been very, very decent for every Liverpool fan going into the new season. Because when Klopp was leaving, it was like he was living with the hopes of a lot of Liverpool fans with uncertain future. But I think with what this guy is doing, I'm not carried away yet. I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen by March. Then I will now say, okay, yes, with all sense of authority, okay, this is what we are going to achieve at the end of the season. Because we've seen teams go to the final of the Champions League and didn't even win it. We've seen teams carry on being on top by losing by a point at the end of the season. So Man City is still there. Forget about Man City. Man City is number 2 on the table, but very interesting league over the weekend where Liverpool maintained their position as Premier League leaders with a 3-2 win against last place Southampton on Sunday. I think for a team that want to challenge for honours, these are the kind of games you win from a goal down. When Liverpool was 2-1 down, I think I've already even lost hope that this is going to look like the game that Liverpool is going to lose, just like they lost against Nottingham Forest. But somehow, I think I will still need to bring David back to locker room to openly apologize to Mohamed Salah and tag him. Maybe I will create a post, tag Mohamed Salah and issue David's apology in video, in writing, in audio. Because there was a time he made a very, very blasphemous statement. I still call it blasphemy against Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah is purely a world-class talent. You cannot take it away from him. And I don't understand why Liverpool is not giving me a new contract here. They're not talking about a new contract.
Yeah, I saw the news and I'm surprised that Liverpool are not going in all in for him now.
I don't know why.
Maybe because I think one of the reasons is, let's not forget, he was once in a hurry, once they wanted to move. Was it 2 seasons back?
But he has shown his love.
But he has shown his desire, and he's still a very important player for Liverpool. And
or maybe it's
I think he has about 14 or 15. He has about 14 or 12, 15, 14 goals involvement in 12 games in the EPL. So I think he has a very good record for his age and what he's doing in the EPL. I think it's a very good one. I think Liverpool board should know what they are doing and figure it out on time. I'm sure by January, him and his agent will be talking to other teams. And if they don't make a move and it's late, he makes a move to another team. Because Salah is one player that every club wants to have in his team. Shout out to Salah and also the slot. Nobody believed that what Liverpool are currently doing in the EPL will be done by them. But credit to them, they have been doing it in a very good way. When I saw the game, it was 2-1. I was like, I think this is the game that Liverpool might be losing. And funny how Salah came out and stepped up and able to change the results with less than 10 minutes or 15 minutes to go in the game. So credit to Liverpool. I saw that particular one. I think one player that Southampton will be losing if they get relegated is the winger. I'm trying to remember his name. Tyler Diblin. That guy was very, very important. I saw it was practically causing issues for Robertson all through the whole 90 minutes. But let's say credit to Liverpool and how they were able to change the way things were and they were able to get the results to favour them. But Southampton, if they don't make it in the Premier League next season or maybe in the summer, I'm sure they're going to be stealing that player off them like they did last year.
All right, I don't know. Though I love Paul Onachu, but I think he needs to step up because it looks like he's their man as far as the attack is concerned. But he has to wait on players like Armstrong to step up to get the goals. And Paul Onachu, you are playing the Premier League. This is the biggest chance you can get as a footballer. He should be able to take advantage of playing the Premier League this season and get the goals for Southampton. But with that being said, we must give it to Arne Slot. I think he's done wonderfully well at this stage in time, but he's still not here Uhuru to the answer. But definitely, I think coming back from 2-1 down earns a lot of respect for me. In the Premier League, it's not easy for a lot of teams. Come back from a 2-1 down against a team that's battling relegation, even at home. Definitely, it's a good one.
I mean, it's a good one. The hallmark of a champion elect team is to win games when they are very tough. And one thing that Liverpool did not play well, they didn't play to their usual standard yesterday. However, what they did so right was the 3 goals that they scored, everything was from the mistake from the Southampton, players. And they capitalized on those mistakes, to get the goals. And that's the hallmark of a very good team. I mean, it's a good one. They are beginning to put a whole lot of distance between them and Man City. 8 points is no joke. I mean, I was the first to call it that Liverpool will win it, in as much as Jerry is trying to play it cool because of the Arsenal situation. And I'm not trying to throw shot at Arsenal, but I mean, it has happened before. Lead the league for over 240 days and end up not winning it. I guess that's the reason why he's trying to play it cool. However, with this kind of form and how they have been playing for Paul Onachu, after he got injured, the other players had to step up. Yes, he didn't score, but if you look at his movement yesterday, there was an indication that he might likely have gotten the opportunity to be able to score because of how he was moving. However, he got injured in that particular match and he couldn't finish. I just hope the injury will not take him out for a very long time. Liverpool is a team to beat, and right now Man City is in a very bad shape. They are not getting their rhythm. Guardiola is not getting it right. Guardiola seems to be a bit confused. I think this will be a very good time for Liverpool to play Man City. Should Liverpool win that particular game next week, I think Man City should just kiss the league goodbye. I mean, 11 points. It will be very, very difficult to come back from that based on the fact of how Liverpool has been playing. And I want to support you. Probably maybe David will need to come and apologize truly. David wrote off Mohamed Salah. And Mohamed Salah has proven everybody wrong again. At 32, he's firing on all cylinder. And the way he's playing, you would think he's still 21, 22. And that's the kind of quality you want to see in somebody leading your attack. And should Liverpool win the league this season, Mohamed Salah's contribution, cannot be overemphasized because of how important he has been for that particular team. Showing up and scoring goals, getting into positions and creating chances. He has been very fantastic, and I think with this, unless something really crazy happens, I think at the end of the day Liverpool probably win the league.
All right, Marwan, take it easy. Calm down. Winning the league is not by
we have said it before.
It's not by winning 10 matches or 12 matches.
We have said it before.
You have to win.
We have said it before.
You have to win 35 matches.
We have said it before.
Or 40 matches.
If Man City ends up winning this league, it's an insult to every team under them, especially Liverpool.
Except Liverpool.
Because that's 8 points.
It is an insult to Arsenal.
Especially Liverpool, because it's 8 points.
Especially Arsenal.
8 points is just.
Let me tell you. Liverpool has been in a situation.
8 points is a lot in the Premier League.
Under Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool has been 8 points ahead before. See. And they lost the league by 1 point. So it happens.
Under Jurgen Klopp, if Pep Guardiola has lost 5 matches in a row under Jurgen Klopp, I'm sure Jurgen Klopp will have won that league. No,
Jurgen Klopp will never lose 5 matches in a row.
I mean Pep Guardiola. If Pep Guardiola has lost 5 matches, they have lost 5 matches in a row now.
Yeah.
If there was any time in the past,
let's not forget those 5 matches. We have the Carabao Cup and the Champions League. 3 in the EPL. Yeah.
3 in the EPL. 3 in the EPL.
And don't be surprised if go to 6 over the weekend because they are facing the same Liverpool on Sunday.
If Liverpool beats them convincingly, I will not say maybe Liverpool stands.
He's trying to avoid. See, let me tell you what he's trying to do.
You know what?
Let me tell you what you're trying to do. He's trying to avoid future dragging.
Guardiola has been in difficult situations before.
He has never been in a situation like this.
Yeah, that is. See, the fact that Guardiola has won the Premier League in the past 6 seasons, he has won 5 out of it. Give it to him. He will find a way to make his way out.
No disrespect. Yeah. No disrespect to nobody can go out and drag Guardiola. You cannot go online and see Guardiola out. Or how many managers in the EPL will lose 5 matches in a row and you not see the manager trending out on Twitter? But Guardiola has paid his dues. We know he has done it before.
Been tested and
nobody will go on Twitter and say Pep out or something on anywhere. Because we know surely he's going to come back. He's going to recover. But what I'm saying now is before he recovers, now Liverpool has been able to build 8 points. And it's going to increase on Sunday. I'm definitely sure about that. Because if they play the same thing they played against Tottenham, they are going to receive it again. So that means it's possible we might go to 11 or maybe 9. If Liverpool have 9-point lead and basically we are going to be in the first week of December.
If they have 3 points, that would be, say, 11
That's what we
points.
No, I'm saying if he ends in a draw, then it's going to be 9.
11 or 9.
I'm saying it's going to be maybe 9. So if Liverpool have 9 points in the first week of December, they are leading the log by 9 points, and they end up in the end of the season, we are celebrating Man City as the champion. That means it's an insult to Liverpool.
No, you know what? The thing is that we've even seen situations. Let's not forget.
Calm
down.
When Arsenal were topping the league,
when Arsenal was leading Manchester United by 12 points. Let's not forget that season. Other Alex Ferguson with 12 points. Alex Ferguson still overtook and won the league.
And what happened to Wenger at the end of the season? He was thrilled.
But he still remained there.
Last season,
he will still remain there as the coach of Arsenal.
Arsenal were on top of the log for over 200 days, almost 300 days. Basically, just less than 5 days or how many days?
The Premier League has taught me several lessons.
And he was dragged too.
See, the Premier League has taught me several lessons. You don't lead the league at match day 12 and you are already talking about the title. Definitely no. That's not Premier League. You have to start talking about the title from March. If you are leading the league by 8 points,
shifting it to
the month of March.
It's January.
January is not enough.
I mean, Jerry is right. There are precedents in the EPL.
Yeah.
Arsene Wenger famously lost the league after leading Manchester United. With
that is an Arsenal problem.
This was 2001 season.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody thought Arsenal would win the league. There used to be a guy on ITV then, Deji Omotoyinbo, supports Arsenal. He was bragging and the rest of the Arsenal will win the league. And at the end of the day, Manchester United came from behind and
won the league.
Won the league. Yes, you are correct. However, this is not 2001. This is not, the league is not as competitive as this. The kind of performance Liverpool is putting in is not the same thing as then. The way they are performing right now, on match day 6, when we were chatting, I called it, I said Liverpool will win the league. And you're telling me, no, it's too early. I'm calling it again. Don't worry, Liverpool will win.
All right, let's wait and see. Let's hope that Salah remains on form without being injured, because that's also very, very crucial if Liverpool is going to win the league this season.
I love the fact that
Gravenberch doesn't get injured.
I love the fact that
as well as Virgil van Dijk.
I love the fact
those are the three key players.
You're being honest that your squad is very, very thin.
Nobody's talking about Kelleher. He saved the penalty in that game.
He saved the penalty and blocked some important goals.
Yeah, it was the major reason why Liverpool won that game. Had it been Kelleher that stopped that penalty, maybe it would have been even 3-1.
Is he considered? I think
he considered
the rebound.
Unavoidable
the
goal.
Rebound after penalty, he pushed it, and I'm trying to remember, is it Armstrong also? Was able to come
Armstrong, yeah. We should also give it to Kelleher. He also did a very good job on the day. And let's talk about Manchester City. What is going on with City? All of a sudden, they say Kevin De Bruyne will return, things will turn around for Erling Haaland. And a lot of our stuff that says since the day he said to the to be humble, he has been humble in front of goal. He's not going to score. What's happening to Erling Haaland?
I think it's time we invite my wife. We'll send her meeting so that she can join us and explain to us what's going on with our precious club.
I think maybe Ateta has gone to report it to the spirit.
Because at this point, when the season started, we complaining that it was injury. Most of the players are out, but let's not forget, most teams in the EPL has at some point played without their most important player, and they were able to get good results, at least fair results to an extent.
Yeah.
Liverpool, Man City is complaining that Rodri is out for the rest of the season. Let's not forget, it's the rest of the season. It's not like he's going to come out and come back at some point. But looking at it, they are really, really struggling, and they have key players who are back from injury. Like now, the defensive setup was okay. Manuel Akanji and John Stones.
James, they didn't even lose by 1 goal. They lost 1, 2, 3, 4 to the same opponent. They lost to the Carabao Cup that made them crash out. The same Tottenham at the Etihad Stadium. That's how bad it is.
And look at the kind of goals Ederson were conceding. And I was watching the goal and I was like, a goalkeeper is only as good as his defense. If your defense is as weak as anything, you cannot, even if you like, bring Prime, Buffon and Casillas 2-in-1, you will still concede the amount of goals you're supposed to concede. It's obvious that they are being exposed. The absence of Rodri is telling a lot. And looking at that particular game, I was seeing Gundogan playing a defensive midfielder. He did his work to where it's the best he could do, but we know Gundogan is not the type of, he's not going to give you the what Kovacic or what Rodri brings to the game. But it's a big cost to be worried for Pep Guardiola.
I hope they're not going to play like that at Anfield. Because they will be crushed.
They will chop. They will chop. They will
They'll
chop.
be crushed.
They will chop them.
Mayo, what is going on? What is happening to Pep Guardiola's Manchester City? He said after the third loss, they were going to come back. The fourth one has happened. The fifth one is happening. It looks like the sixth one is inevitable.
In Yoruba, they say, there is this traditional wear that they wear in Yoruba. They call it asho okay. When you want to wash it,
I hope you have secured your dinner.
Is your wife at home? Before you are saying that, if you say it's not coming, you put trouble.
she just walked in now.
Oh, yeah. Rearrange your thoughts. Rearrange it.
But I mean, see, the thing is they are going through a bad spell right now, and most of the players that came back, they are just coming back. John Stone is not fully fit. KDB, when Kevin De Bruyne, came in yesterday, I mean the game changed and they had more going forward in terms of attacking Tottenham, and they were able to peg Tottenham back a bit. Definitely Kevin De Bruyne will not play full match because I mean he's just coming back from injury. Ruben Diaz is still not fully fit. He's still on the bench. So I mean there are a lot of players out for them. The defense is shaky. The midfield is shaky. I mean they are missing Rodri, and definitely they will need to sign players. At the moment, Pep Guardiola is going through it. No matter who you are, I mean you cannot stay on top for forever. I mean it gets to a particular time where you struggle a bit, and this is the time for Guardiola. And definitely one thing is very sure, it's going to turn things around. But when it's going to happen is what we don't know. He can turn things around now and start winning games, with reckless abandon. But at the moment, it's going through a bad spell, and it's going to take a bit of time. Between now and January, they are going to suffer a bit. They will need to, sign players in January, and also this also will teach Guardiola a lesson. I think the recruitment has not been fantastic in some positions so far. I mean, a typical example is this: when Fernandinho was going, before he was able to replace Fernandinho, they weren't playing, fantastic game until Rodri was able to step up and Rodri was able to save his blushes. The same thing happened when Fernandinho was about to leave, and the same thing is happening again. And this has been a recurring decimal for Pep Guardiola. I think he tries in other position. However, in the DM position, is not trying very well there. And most of their players at the moment, they are not doing it. Haaland was earlier in the season when Man City played Arsenal. Haaland was telling Arteta, "Be humble, be humble." I think he has gotten a lesson in being humble right now. He has played a whole lot of top teams and is here to score. Guardiola is going through it, and this is the best time for any team to play Guardiola.
Looking at the fact
that even adds to my own submission that Erling Haaland is a far great player, but not a world-class player. I can take that to the bank anyway. He hides when it comes to big games.
No KDB, no Haaland.
No Erling Haaland. Yeah, he's just like that.
If KDB begins to play regularly, you will see Haaland. But because there has been no KDB, that's why he has been struggling. And the mistake Guardiola made is this: he allowed a whole lot of players go. I mean,
without replacement.
Look at last season when KDB was out for about 4 or 5 months. Julian Alvarez stepped up. However, you chase Julian Alvarez away, telling him he doesn't have a future in your team.
I think that was a big mistake. Alvarez single-handedly helped them win the league last season.
Now, looking at this particular team, they are struggling almost in every position.
Yeah. And Alvarez was a utility player playing anywhere.
Phil Foden was one of the important players they had last season, has failed to live up to billings. Euros till now. Jeremy Doku is out injured. Jeremy Doku is out injured. The Salvinho that they went to poach from Girona has played about 17 games or 15 games without getting a goal.
That guy is a fraud. Even that Wolves player, those two players are fraud.
So, and the Gundogan, I think I was even surprised with Gundogan. He even had a good game against Tottenham, to be honest. But looking at the Gundogan that was at Man City before making a move to Barcelona, it's not the same Gundogan. Maybe it's age, maybe it's taking time to adapt to England, and maybe because of the team, it's not as good as it was before then. But looking at it, I think a lot of recruitment has to be done. Let's not forget, this same Pep team has let a lot of players go without replacing.
Do you know one thing I'm
Who is the replacement for Mahrez today? Savio is not even as good as Mahrez.
The few of the charges have made all of a sudden Man City look like they are prudent.
Yes, definitely. The fear.
They are spending money
to show you they are partly guilty or they are almost
yes,
guilty
it shows
of
the hallmark of someone who's guilty.
The last transfer market, I think the only player they got was Savinho.
Yeah, that's it.
And
they sold Alvarez.
A team that sold Alvarez for about 90 million was getting Savinho for about I think 30 or so.
Yeah.
Looking at this particular team, they need a lot of recruitment. Kai Walker is not it again. Kai Walker is not what you people think. Or not the Kai Walker of 2 seasons ago.
And normally City does not go a season without buying a world-class defender. How many world-class players do you have in that defense? None. As to speak.
Ruben Diaz.
Ruben Diaz has left world-class. He's now aging. He's now preparing to retire. He should be playing the Saudi League for crying out. He should go and join Laporte.
It's not as bad. I think he's the most important. I think it was one of the defenders they are missing. If Ruben Diaz,
the only player I see that defense is Gavadio and maybe John Stones.
He's doing well. If Ruben Diaz is present or is available, I don't think it will be as bad as it is now. Well, let's see how Guardiola is going to work out his magic.
And the likes of Nathan Ake and Konji have refused to step up. He has tried to bench them to teach them some lessons, but they still refuse to step up. All right, we also want to give it to Arsenal. They defeated Nottingham Forest by 3-0, and they are now on 22 points alongside Chelsea, who also edged out Leicester City, while Aston Villa looks like the reggae and the blues have ended. Now they are listening to what would you call jazz music, because they are playing like a jazz team that doesn't know where they are going, but it is what it is. And of course, for Brighton, they're doing well under new manager Fabian Hosler. They won 2-1 against Bournemouth, and Wolves climbed out of relegation zone with a 4-1 victory over Fulham. And Everton, I told you about Everton. You can never know where they are going. They like draws. Sondijk is a draw specialty. He knows how to. I think if they teach you how to cook draw soup, it will not take 5 minutes.
If they bring it to Nigeria, know very well. They don't even need to teach him. We'll just get it once.
We'll just get it. That's he likes draws. Like there's no more business. And of course, the big question is Ruben Amorim. His first test was against Ipswich. We are pressed for time. What is happening to Ruben Amorim? I think that one day I said, you have to see. It's not like being good in training.
You will not.
You will not
judge. No, the thing is, you will not judge Ruben Amorim by one game. And I think against Ipswich, and Ipswich is one thing that those are the same Man City that we are calling Oga. They defeated Tottenham before the international break, and now barely 1 week after that, Tottenham is defeating Man City. Looking at it, I think Amorim is going to get challenges. It's not going to come easy. Considering the fact that
this formation wants to play, I don't think he will work with this team. He should have waited till when the season was over before signing this contract. I think this hurry in coming to a Ten Hag side and you want them to play this 3-5-3 formation, it's not going to work with this team. And
it's still too early. Let's not forget that I think he said he had just one full training session with the old team. So I think he's too early.
Excuse the
Let's see how Amorim is going to make his system work. But I think one thing that differs from what's different from Ten Hag is the character he shows from the sideline. I think that's one thing that's been lacking. We need somebody that will be on the sideline to call these boys to order, to direct them on play. And I think Amorim is bringing that into the team. Right. I think it's too early to rule him out. There's still time for him to work magic.
Maya, if you can use 30 seconds to wrap this up, maybe tomorrow we'll bring this Amorim issue up so we'll be able to exercise what happened.
The bottom line is this. I think it's going to be very difficult for Amorim. We don't have the personnel to be able to do what he's trying to do. What he's trying to do is very fantastic. I don't think we have the players at the moment. And some of those players that would have fit in, they are currently out injured. If he's going to stick with this, we are going to get a couple of bad performances that will put him under a lot of pressure. So he needs to adapt till those players are available.
I wish Ruben Amorim all the best. Of course, we'll come back tomorrow with more action and we'll be able to exercise a lot of time for Ruben Amorim. I thought we would have 30 minutes. No, we'll have like 25 minutes for Ruben Amorim tomorrow. All right, James, it's been awesome having you.
Thank you for having me.
For being the part of the show. And of course, big thanks to the guys behind the scene, not leaving out the likes of Ike Chukwu and Shegun, who was awesome, as well as Alex and Jeremiah. My name is Jerry Apele-Harrison. Thanks for being a part of the show. Until we meet again, stay safe and if not anything at all, do it the sports way.